I know y'all want to see truck shit, but today we are going to do something a little bit different. We are getting a lot of messages. Yo, Slider Drift, how do you make your hot cross buns in the truck? Yo, Slider Drift, do you cut your cross buns diagonally or vertically? Yo, Slider Drift, show us how you make hot cross buns. So today, that's just what we're gonna do. Rightio, first up, you want to get all your ingredients out, all of them. Just get them all out on the table. We got our crossies, we got our butter. I know y'all want to see some jam, but I ain't going to put jam on there. No way, no how. I don't roll that way. Get your crossie out. Samurai knife. Now you want to cut it exactly in half. If any of my crossies are like a mill out, I'll get rid of that crossie. I'll throw that fucker out and I'll get another one. I know the recommendation is about 35 pounds per square inch, but I like to go a little bit more than that, so you want to really hit it hard. I like to go a little bit more, so you want to flatten it. Another technique I use is grab a chopping board and really push down on that. Then after that, it's pretty simple. Into the toasty we go. Now we play the waiting game.
Oh, we're getting some live questions from our viewers. They just want to know how many millimeters you're cutting that crossie.
Rightio, that's a good question. We want to be cutting it exactly in half. Crossies vary. I can't give you an exact millimeter, but mine are always in half. If they're out, a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. See you later, crossie. That goes outside to the birds. They can eat that. I ain't gonna eat that shit. Yeah, these are about done. Oh yeah, they're good.
Except for that crossie.
Get your butter. Get it on there real thick. Done. Y'all been watching this show for a long time. You know we love Easter. We love crossies. We love hot cross buns. And we love you. Out.
Hey, I'm Becs. This is Tymon, and this is Mowgli, a tiny home we've built on the back of a four-wheel drive truck. Join us for the build and the adventures he takes us on.
Woo! Morning! We are in the Blueies. We decided we were going to have a week off in the Blue Mountains because we really wanted to come up here and we haven't had the chance to, and so we thought we'd come up here before it got too cold. Yesterday it was like 7 degrees, raining. It's going to be like that for most of the week, but it is actually pretty good right now.
So we're going to jam a week's worth of activities into 2 days. So today is hiking, it's a big one. Then tomorrow is canyoning, maybe some rock climbing.
Definitely won't be rock climbing. We've only got enough time to maybe do some rock jumps, canyoning, and a walk today.
And then Wednesday, when it's shitting itself, we're going to go... Yeah, okay, let's do that again.
No, let's not do that again. That's going, isn't it? When it's shitting itself. When the weather is actually shitting itself.
When the weather is deteriorating, we're going to go to the hot pools and have a spa bath.
That sounds great. Anyway, we'll capture it all. Check out our... This is the charging station. I've almost got all that all charged. And off we go.
So it's like lunchtime and this walk takes 5 hours and we'll take longer because we'll be admiring the scenery. So just packing my tea torch.
We're going to get caught out.
Classic! You got some warm clothes.
For what?
Survival.
Survival? We're not going to I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here.
So, I don't know what they teach you in Australian schools, but they obviously do not teach you bush safety and survival like they do in New Zealand schools.
No, they just teach us not to get lost. What's going on here, Bex?
I'm in charge of snacks.
Snacks? You are snacks.
Radio. Let me show you where we're staying. So we're in the Blue Mountains.
It's known for its blue gums. Let me show you. Just in case you didn't see it that time. There's Mogs. It's Buddy. So we've pretty much got this place to ourselves. It's just gorgeous. We love it up here. It's a playground. There's just so many things to do. Go get lost.
Are you making a music video? This walk is supposed to be how long?
4 to 5 hours.
45?
Well, the guidebook says 2 hours and the sign over there says 4 to 5.
Okay, so I reckon it's going to be 2. I don't think it'll be 45 hours. Anyway. It's already pretty, so I'm excited. Let's go.
So Tymon's just realised he's left the lens cap probably about 300 or 400 metres back up the track. So he's going to run back and get it. Sucks for him.
Coffee break. Yeah, which one is it?
concretey, bouldery things across all of the rivers, over the river crossings, and a lot of these tracks in the Blue Mountain, I've read, were built during or after the Great Depression as a way for the Australian government to stimulate the economy. As you walk, so there are all of these pathway like railings and steps and things, so you can imagine in the 1930s you would have to carry down concrete and all of the tools and spades and stuff into these valleys, and some of them are just like pretty impressive feats of engineering, like, and surveying to find these tracks and think, okay, this canyon is going to be an awesome place for people to walk, and here we are, like 70, 80, 90 years later, enjoying these tracks. It's pretty cool.
It's a shame, like, these massive projects, these massive projects were done, and they last for so long, and they provide such a benefit. And I feel like with politics these days, like, governments are scared to invest in very expensive long-term super beneficial projects because because there isn't the foresight by the people, and they're worried about not getting re-elected. And yeah, it's just really like these big long-term sustainable green energy projects that we could be doing just don't get done because of the way the whole political environment is set up. It's a real shame, but this is spectacular. And when you think about how much energy has gone into actually making this, it's so impressive. The wildlife is impressive, the fauna is impressive, and the actual track itself, when you think about it, is real impressive. What's that?
We're pretty lucky that there are these places that we can enjoy so easily.
Go for us.
Picnic rug. Can you sit there?
No.
And then move over a little bit.
Nope. Thanks for that. That was tasty.
Another one?
Done.
Yeah. It's pretty, hey?
Yeah, had our picnic. Let's roll.
We didn't need our survival gear.
Did you even bring it?
Didn't need the EPIRB.
Didn't bring it, didn't need it.
Love about that feeling of being the only one. Like you're in a place where no one else is there.
Bex doesn't really like to share. she wants to be
Whole Blue Mountains
places where no one else is been or will ever be again, and she wants to be all alone, and everyone else can
just hide in the cities. That's where they can stay.
Yeah. So if you see Bex on a trail, try and just, like, you know, go into little chameleon mode while she's walking past. That'd be a good little spot there on that knoll, hey? We want to try get to that spot. There's obviously a track, but...
Are we going to actually sniff it out?
Hey, let's not do anything silly, Bex. Front.
Oh, yeah, you're done. I call these frosty boys, but what are they? They're not actually frosty boys.
Brassy boys, I think they're called. And why are they cool?
So I think they're pretty rare, but they're really cool. These ones have been burnt by the bushfires and they've come back, and they have these cool things that shoot up. Yeah.
So these, I'm pretty sure these they have seeds that are activated only by fire. So that's why they're pretty cool. If we're wrong, well then we're wrong. But yeah, Australian bush, man, it's pretty crazy.
Down here, Baba. Can you see the waterfall from there?
Yeah. So cool. Yeah. So, little adventures like that. I think I've got a little bit of PTSD. It was one time we were scrambling up this sort of a cliff face. It was just steep enough to be able to go up relatively easy without ropes. And I kept on looking around to we were going rock climbing. I kept on looking around to my friend Ruby, and I kept on saying, do you want me to just put a rope in for you? No, it's fine. So I'm looking straight down at her at this one point. She grabs this rock, goes to lift herself up. The rock pulls out, and she falls over backwards over the falls. And it was that steep that she tumbled all the way to the ground. And it was, I don't know how far, at least 50 meters or something. But so she falls backwards over the falls. My mate Andy tries to stop her with his hands. She cleans him up. And from my vantage point, the last thing I see is two of my friends going end over end over, who knows, I didn't know what was on, like, over the thing, over the edge. And so I'm like, shit. Then I yell out to everybody to get down as quickly as I can, but be safe. We don't need any more injuries. I literally thought that I was going to be, I literally thought I was going down to find two of my friends dead, which is really bad. And obviously, so I get down to the bottom first, and I can't really remember, but I think I remember Andy went about 10 meters down, gaining momentum, and slammed into a tree and stopped, so he was very lucky. And Ruby went all the way down to the bottom, and I got down there first, and we stabilized her and told her not to move. And then Andy came down, and he was clearly in a bit of shock, but sort of all right. And we're out the back of Toowoomba, so we had to call a chopper, and the chopper came in and airlifted our friend Ruby out of there. And Andy, she ended up cracking one of her vertebrae in her neck and something else, but nothing major. And she was in a neck brace for, I don't know, maybe 6 months or something like that. So she was a yoga instructor, and I think that actually saved her. I've got a feeling like if Andy went over, a lot more inflexible than Ruby, I reckon he would be pretty much dead. But I think because she was so flexible, she just like bounced and rolled her way down. I honestly think that. She was okay. Andy was super just banged up, like he's cuts and bruises and just like beaten up all over. So his sister remembers like going to sleep that evening, and all night hearing Andy just roll over and go, oh and yeah, just in a lot of pain and very sore, but realistically very lucky. You guys will meet Andy one day.
I hope you meet Andy.
Yeah, he's a legend, and he somehow gets into a lot of these little adventures. I think he got stuck in a cave one time. Yeah. Anyway, that's story time's over.
Head west on Cliff Drive, then turn left to stay on Cliff Drive.
Hello, bye. Everybody, this is Krishna.
Howdy doody.
Everybody. Alright, let's set up and get going. You got a 60-meter rope, hey?
Yep.
Perfect. I'm just going to take my rope as well, which isn't 60 meters. I think it's 50 meters, just in case we need another one. I don't know. I just realised we haven't downloaded the notes of what to do and where to go.
Do you reckon they've got them in there on paper?
No, I'll just look them up. Yeah, learning is fun. Why is that? Why is that? I just love learning stuff. Learning knowledge, learning new skills. Why? It must release dopamine, or what is it?
It stimulates certain parts of your brain, I guess.
Do you know what I loved about uni was just sitting in a lecture theatre and just having everything
And doing nothing. And sleeping.
But then,
Do you know what I love about uni?
if you could just
Everything.
go to uni and not get tested on anything, that'd be awesome. No assignments, no testing.
Yeah, well, that's why I like YouTube, because it's just got all knowledge at your
No,
fingertips.
you get tested at the end.
What? You haven't been taking notes?
Got my skateboarding helmet because we don't have two. Bex is going to wear the other climbing helmet, which is out of date, FYI. So head right.
Oh, head right.
Well,
Oh,
it says
nature
right.
track. Yeah, we'll be fine. That's
Yeah.
the nature track there. Okay.
Yeah. We're lost. We're totally lost. Bex is going to get out a little GPS and send out an SOS. Or
And the
we
road
can
is
walk
right.
to the highway, which we can hear is just there.
We're such intrepid
Okay,
adventurers.
The Overcliff Walk is the national parks track, because that gets to this and that becomes the national parks walking track.
Radio. Let's roll out. Car park where we started. It's been an hour. We went the wrong way. So we've made no ground yet. But we have had a good catch up with Krishna. Had a nice little walk.
Over it out, friends.
It's so going. Krishna, where you going? Almost at the bottom. I've got a belay back, just in case.
Now we gotta walk back up the hill.
Good one. Good one, team. No one died.
Can we do that again?
No.
I haven't got Shinny here that's just been in the helmet. And
Bex has got helmet hair. Can we do it
look like a drowned rat.
We're done. We don't have any more stuff to do, and it's going to be raining worse than this for the rest of the week. So that was Empress.
Go to the hot pools and that's about it.
Yeah, can't film there. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
See you next time. Where are you going, paper boy? Riding your bike today. It's not a care.